welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome. My name is Meg. I put out videos a couple times a week, so if you're not subscribed already, perhaps you'll consider doing so, and that way when my new content is out, it will be in your newsfeed. So today I have a first impression video for you guys for a foundation. This is for the ESTEE Lauder Double Wear Foundation. Normally I would be, insert product here. I don't have it to show you because I got a little sample size of this from my Macy's counter. I wanted to test it out because I'm so sick of buying products and having to return them. So luckily I was able to get a sample to test out. So if you guys would like to see how I get along with this foundation, then let's get into it. Alright, so this foundation retails anywhere from $39 to about $45 depending on where you purchase it from. The description is that it's a 15-hour flawless foundation that stays looking fresh and natural throughout heat, humidity, and non-stop activity. It's going to deliver flawless staying power and is natural looking for carefree coverage. It's lightweight, oil-free, and buildable. Doesn't change color, leaving your makeup looking as fresh as when you first applied it. And it is fragrance-free and non-acogenic, so that means you shouldn't be breaking out from this formula. And it's been dermatologist tested, and it just says, get the most out of your foundation with this best-selling nighttime serum proven to dramatically reduce the signs of aging. So, promoting another product with the foundation. Can't shame them for doing that. But let's go ahead and see how this applies and wears and how I feel about it. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. I have my little sample of the foundation right here. I'm kind of nervous that this isn't even going to be enough to cover my face. Very messy. And in case if you were wondering, this is the shade Ivory Nude in their Double Wear formulation. So I'm just going to put some of this on the back of my hand and work on transferring it to my face. This looks like it's going to be way too dark for me, but unfortunately the girls said that there weren't that many lighter shades and that this was the lightest shade in that foundation, so pale people struggles. Anyways, I'm going to be doing a separate first impression video where I'm going to be doing a first impression on these oval brushes, so that's what I'm going to be using to apply the foundation because there is such little product. I don't want a lot of it to soak up into my beauty sponge, or else normally that is how I would apply it. But I also wanted to knock out the first impression video on this, so look out for that soon too. I got a lot of redness to cover up, so let's see how this works. Huh, interesting. Alright, so with the side that I applied with the beauty sponge, I really like the application of it. It seriously blended out so quickly. It did a pretty great job of covering up my acne spots, but as you can see the side that I did with the brush, I'm not a huge fan of it, so I'm going to see if I can kind of fix it with this beauty blender. I do really enjoy the finish of this foundation. But as you guys can see, it's definitely not a match. I feel like my biggest struggle with foundation is that it either looks too yellow or too pink. I struggle to find one that's kind of in between. And then I'm just going to take a little bit more just to see how buildable this is on the side I applied with the brush, because I feel like a lot of product was sort of just disrupted and not really set into place with the brush. So it does look like you can build this up pretty easily without it looking too cakey. I think the foundation looks absolutely gorgeous on my face right now. It is more of like a matte foundation, but I still feel like there's a nice glow to my skin. I felt like it did a really great job of covering up my redness, which is like my biggest concern. My skin is super dry, especially now in the winter, and it didn't really cling to dry patches. Surprisingly, my Becca Luminous foundation was clinging to patches yesterday, and I hated the way it looked on my skin. But this looks really nice and like really flawless, and I didn't even use a primer. As far as the Becca foundation goes, because I do have a first impression on that, I just feel like for me, after I wear a foundation for a certain amount of time, it just stops working for my skin, or like my skin just gets used to it. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like the same thing with like shampoo and body wash. Like you got to change it up every couple minutes. I still really like that foundation. I'm not saying it's a bad foundation. I'm just saying that my skin is ready for something new. The foundation is also sticking to my nose, and again, I don't know what my issue's been with my skin acting up, but my foundation hasn't really been sticking to my nose lately. I'm gonna give this a couple minutes to set and come back after I have concealer and brows on. Alright you guys, so I finished the rest of my makeup, and this has been on my face for a little while, and I will say that I do like this foundation. I do like the formulation. However, if you have dry skin, I don't really recommend setting this with a powder, because the areas that I did put powder, which is mostly my under eye area, does feel a little on the dry side. Like it just feels like my pores are like, if that makes any sense. But I just feel like it's just such a nice finish to my face. Like it's not super matte, it's not dewy. I just feel like it looks really nice. I feel like powders sit really nice on top of my foundation. I really enjoy it. The only downside is that it's too dark for me, and I was just looking online and it looks like this is one of the lightest shades, so this is where I have issues with foundation, because I'll really love it, but it doesn't come light enough. So it's like, do I just suck it up and have foundation that's too dark for me, or do I just keep looking for foundations and hope to find one? I just feel like for me, it's just too noticeable of a difference. It might not be on camera, but in person, like, it's just way too warm toned, and then even the full tone one was too dark, because I tried matching that as well on my hand at the store. So I think I'm gonna have to pass on the double wear foundation for now. Maybe in the summer when I have a tan, it'll actually match me, but I'm just so disappointed that there isn't more of a shade selection for paler skin tones in this foundation, and in foundation in general. It's just really frustrating and disappointing that companies don't extend their ranges. I could easily go out and, you know, buy fake tanner, but
I didn't quite get that.
No one's talking to you. Does anyone else's iPhone, like Siri, just randomly just like joins in on your conversation and you're like, hey, no one said, hey Siri. Anyway, I really do like the foundation. I just don't like the color selection, so I might just go back to the Kat Von D one, because I know that that's the one higher end, fuller coverage foundation that is actually light enough for me. But if you're a super pale beauty like me, leave me your favorite foundation in the comments down below, because I'd love to find some that actually work for my skin tone. Anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to check out my other videos that are linked around this area, and in the down bar there's a ton linked down there, along with my social media links where else you can find me, where we can chat. There's also discount codes down there below, so the down bar is always a great place to look for information. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're not subscribed, perhaps you'll consider doing so, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.